It's not that very often that I find a car that has been redesigned and renewed and exhilarates me that much as this new CHR does. Before the launch 2016 of the first generation, Toyota went out to some European countries and looked at different aspects of how people live, what are their behavior and their lifestyle. They summed it all up and then they created the CHR, and it became very, very popular. Until this day, the CHR has sold 700,000 cars, and that is a lot. In Sweden, they're sold about 3,000 every year. And the main focus of this car is, of course, its design. They want to capture the spirit in people that want to have something extraordinary that doesn't blend in. Some of my friends, as we just roll along, and they don't have that big car interest, but every time they see a CHR, they just like, wow, that's a cool car. And this new one, well, they've done some extremely nice changes. I adore this design. My first impression of it is that it feels like it has nicked some of these lines here from the Ferrari SF90. You might think what you want about that, but I think it does. And this sharp nose here as well. Now that's a little Lamborghini Aventador. So from the front, it looks extremely aggressive and it feels very sporty. And that's also something that I've worked on. They've been testing it extensively on the Nürburgring with some of their master drivers. So it performs better in the performance segment, because the older one, that was efficient, but was it sporty? Not really, right? So it didn't really have its place there. But this one, I think it's a bit better in that area, these lines. I mean, look at this one. I just saw when the spotlight hit it here, it's like there's a shadow, and it feels like it's almost reversed in its design in some way. And the front and the nose, it really dips down and looks even more aggressive and sporty than the first generation. I like yellow colors, I like bright colors, and this gold, bronze, it just looks so good to this black contour lines here. So these striking lines, I think they will impress even more with this new model, because I think it feels a bit more mature, a bit more sharp. It's a more bold approach, but with that base design. So it feels more grown up. This new pop-out handles, push them, and you open up. And now they got a real handle back here on the door, not the one that was hidden up here. Even so, that was a really good looking touch. But there's been a lot of Uber drivers that have said that the only thing that I would want to change on this CHR, well, that's the handle here, because every time they want to get a passenger into the car, they've always looked for the door handle. So yeah, that's welcome for them. And I think that it harmonizes all the way from the front to the back. I've said that many times, that I don't like these crossovers or SUVs that much. But when you create lines like this, I must say, I get a bit sold on that. I think it looks a bit space-like, but with some style and finesse. They really created this good-looking LED bar, and it just fits the car that well. It pops out a little. It just suits its overall look. You get this bit sporty fins up here. It looks like the Volvo C40. You can also see that the wheel arches from the back here, they're pretty bulky and they stick out. You have some plastic enhancements there to make it look a bit more cool. Yeah, this is the plug-in hybrid, and you can see that the floor here back in the boot, it has been raised, so it's not that much. I always take away this shelf here to get as much space as possible up to the roof, but this is not, you know, a big loading car, so don't expect too much out of that. But of course, the other ones, they have a bit more space in the back. You got the JBL speakers back here. It's the subwoofer. And you know, that's about it. Lights up really nice here, that Toyota CHR here. The CHR comes in 3 engine configurations. You got the 1.8 liter hybrid engine, which produces 140 horsepower. Then you got 2 versions of the 2 liter engine, which produces 198 horsepower. And the new thing about that is that you got an all-wheel drive version with that 2 liter. And you also got the plug-in hybrid version, which produces 223 horsepower. And the acceleration figures from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour ranges from 9.9 seconds down to 7.4 seconds. So that plug-in hybrid, well, that's a bit nippier and a bit faster. So maybe that can redeem itself, especially when you consider it looks. They've also tuned it a bit more with the PCU. So this reads out better of where you're driving. So it's a lot smarter and more efficient in that way. So they focus on customer experience, on sustainability, and it's made for the European market. And they've really listened to their customers of how they should enhance this product. So when you step into the car, you are embraced with a very sporty feeling. You can see the seats, aggressive ones, very good looking ones. I like the stitching, I like how they're formed, and they're spacious and comfortable, but at the same time they hold you in place. But you can get that steering wheel up a bit more. I like that a lot. And this dashboard, well, it's rather high, and they've done something with this GBL to make it look a bit more sporty. Also, the curves of the dashboard and how it surrounds you feels very new and newly designed. New dials here, rather nice. Physical buttons, we like that. Keep that physical buttons. This new, I think, 12-inch screen looks really good as well. It doesn't cover any of your vision. It sits rather low. The steering wheel feels great to hold, but of course you get a lot of buttons as usual in these cars. I've often said that Toyota steering wheels, they don't look that very attractive, but this one is a bit more plain, but it's got a bit more sporty attitude to it, so I like that. Outlets, the vents, it's a bit plastic feel in them, but what do you expect? You got this new panoramic roof, which keeps the temperature a lot better during the winter and during the summer. You got the same gear knob as in the Lexus models. Great. Big chunky buttons here for the parking assist, for your camera, for your heated steering wheel, and for your heated windshield. And these buttons here, which has a good click and feel to them. Some compartment here, and this is very sporty that it's covered for your passenger here. The materials in here are also recycled from fishing nets. It's plastic bottles. So Toyota is very keen on keeping that environmental friendly approach intact. That's good. We got some storage here, and a bit of this Alcantara looking makes it even sportier with this yellow stitching. I love yellow, so I think this really is a nice cockpit. It is a bit dark in here, but thank you for that panoramic roof. You really need that. Okay, we get into this screen and it feels like in the Lexus car. So updated, it feels rather quick. It feels very sharp and quick, I must say. The graphics, they are good. It's logically laid out. Two cup holders, you got your induction charger down here. It's a pretty cozy place to be, and it is a sporty ambience. So let's see how the feeling is in the back seat. And you step in here and it feels like you almost fell to the floor. It's a very low angle on this seat. Look at the space, and I'm not that tall, 175 centimeters. Well, I don't know how much support that gives you, but you need to lower this car because the back of the roof here, it really folds down. But of course, better space, and that's why it's folded down. But they could have leaned it up a bit more because I think this will be tiresome in the long run. But this is not for the big family. This is more for you and your partner, and that you want to feel a bit sporty and ambitious. But of course, if you got small kids, then it works. They will get their support here. You got a cup holder here, that's generous, and on the other side. Oh, you don't got that armrest in the middle. I don't like that. The vision back, well, you know, it's okay. It's what it is. Yeah, not that many luxuries. You got one USB-C out port. You got ISOFIX here in the back. Very plastic, of course. The whole door is this scratchy plastic feel. But the seats, they are rather soft and nice to sit in. But for an adult, 180 centimeters plus, well, You'll be struggling with the roof, even though it's a bit higher, but mostly your knees. That doesn't feel that good. So the launch of the original Toyota C-HR was a landmark for both Toyota and the European C SUV segment. It was a radical addition to a highly competitive market, striking a contrast with conventional SUV styling with a dramatic sharp-edged design, closer to the look of contemporary sport coupes. Its success as an innovator helped transform public perception of Toyota in Europe, adding a strong emotional dimension to the brand. Customers responded strongly, with more than half citing the car's styling as their principal reason for purchase. The Toyota C-HR went on to become Toyota's best-performing model for conquest sales. The all-new next-generation Toyota C-HR takes the standout quality and status of its predecessor to a higher level with avant-garde design, advanced technologies, and a range of electrified hybrid and plug-in hybrid powertrains with increased power, greater drivability, and extended all-electric driving capabilities. It also reinforces Toyota's commitment to Europe. The new model was conceived in Europe with European customers firmly in mind, and it's being built exclusively in Europe, including assembly of its high-voltage battery units. Toyota has created a seamless, intuitive, and personalized user experience designed to go beyond customers' expectations and recognizing the value today's customers place on a connected in-car ecosystem where they can use an app on their phone, a touchscreen, or voice commands to control a wide range of functions. The aim has been to create a clear, intuitive, and personalized experience that anticipates the user needs. Extensive measures have been taken to reduce carbon emissions and make greater use of recycled materials, supporting sustainability and the circular economy concept. Compared to its predecessor, the new car has double the content of recycled plastics, used in more than 100 different parts. These include a new fabric for the seat upholstery that's made from recycled PET bottles. The bumpers are formed from a new resin material that is pre-colored in the mold, an innovation that is expected to save hundreds of tons of CO2. Further savings have been achieved by adopting a new automated painting process using a water-based paints and by using a new animal-free material as an alternative to leather for the steering wheel cover. The fixed panoramic roof has low emission and infrared reducing coatings which keep heat inside the cabin in winter and prevents overheating in sunny summer weather. This avoids the need for a conventional sunshade, saving 5 kilos in unit weight, improving headroom by 3 centimeters, and reducing the need to use the air conditioning to maintain a comfortable temperature. Every aspect of the Toyota C-HR's dynamic performance has been analyzed to deliver enhancements, building on the model's established reputation for nimble, agile handling. The new powertrains have been calibrated to achieve intuitive acceleration, performance, and controllability, with a more direct relationship between use of the throttle and the vehicle's response, increasing driver confidence and the fun-to-drive factor. Suspension, brakes, and steering have also been redesigned and tuned to achieve an ideal balance between vehicle poise, ride comfort, and responsiveness. The new Toyota C-HR will be introduced with 2 special Premier Edition models, showcasing the highest levels of equipment and styling. The GR Sport Premier Edition will add GR stylish details, including a G-mesh pattern for the grille, new design 20-inch alloy wheels, GR badging, liquid black ornamentation on the center console, and sports front seats with a GR logo embossed on the headrests. Its signature color is precious silver in the new bi-tone execution that extends the contrast black finish from the roof across the back of the car. Other color options will be available. The equipment specification includes a head-up display and JBL premium audio system. The High Premier Edition has a signature Sapphire bi-tone exterior. Other colors will also be available. The cabin features perforated leather seats with contrast silver stitching, a head-up display and panoramic roof. With its concept car-like design, seamless digital user experience, fully electrified powertrain range, and nimble driving dynamics, the new Toyota C-HR has the qualities to maintain its position as an iconic model, attracting new customers and strengthening the Toyota brand in Europe.